Today I'm going to show you how to extract data from a database. Particularly I'm using SQL Server, and you can see I'm using the SQL Server Management Studio. I've created a database with just one table, the client table, and another one with another table. So the first video I'm just going to show you the extraction, and then I will transform it and actually show you how to load it into here. So to do that, you can see I do actually have data in here. Right mouse click and then top 1000 rows, and it'll come up with the data that I have in the database. So now if we go to the SQL Server Data Studio, we can actually run a data flow that will extract it from that database. So you go new project, and from that new project you do need the business intelligence tools, and we're using the integration services. So from here I am actually just going to create a folder on the desktop just for the extraction, and name the project. I'm just going to name this one extract from DB for database, and go OK. So once this starts, I can actually start the process using the toolbox here. So using that toolbox, if I minimize that, you can see I've got a data control flow, and inside here I need to create a data flow. So the data flow across here. So drag and drop or double click. And I like to name the data flows to keep track of it. So this is going to be my client data flow, and then double click to open, and you're on the data flow part. So you do need a source of data, and you need the destination of the data. So the source is the OLE, which is the SQL Server database source. It's running a bit slow because it's on a virtual server. So in here, this is going to be my client DB for a database. And then I need a destination. On this one, I'm just going to do the flat file. And call this client file. And I'll put that back up a little bit. So now I need to set it up. That's why the X's are there. So you can double click and you can set up the connection. So if you've got a connection, you can select from the drop down. I'm just going to demonstrate that it's going to be set up. So this one here, I'm going to go new. And my server name is Data Warehouse, whatever you've named the server when you've done your connection. You can have two depending on how you set up your server name, Windows and SQL Server. You could have had both. We've just set ours up for Windows. And then you can test that connection. If it would let me scroll down a little bit. I'm just going to make that a bit smaller. And test the connection to make sure it's connected. Once it's connected, you choose the database. So this one happens to be my client database, and then go OK, and OK again. So now that it's got that connection, we can select either the table or the SQL statement. For a single table, I just like to select that. I didn't like that one. I'm just going to select down from the drop-down list again. Or the server name. bit slow on that drop down, and that doesn't always work. So that's why it's good to know what the server name is. And it's not liking this. Yeah, it's worked. Try it again. Client. Oops, might have been because I clicked that by mistake. So OK and OK. So now we'll get our table through. So just so to be sure that it's data warehouse, if I go back to my server connection, you can see I've called it data warehouse here. So you can always right mouse and go properties to see what you've called your server name, which is data warehouse. So once I'm in there, just select the columns to make sure that it's OK. The second one is you're going to set up the connection for where the data is going to, so the destination. So go yes and new. Delimited, we'll just do a text delimited one. And now, that one up at the top, wonderful, let me scroll. There you go. So you can rename this. So I might just sort of say this is my client file and browse to where you want to put the file. So I'm just going to put it inside my extraction, but rename it to an CSV file, sorry. So open, and I'm just also going to bring in the column names. Doesn't seem to like that this time though. Oh, I know why. Before I set that connection up, I'm just going to connect it. So just do that again. New. Client. I'm just going to put it on here. Client and CSV file. And now click that. Yeah, so it's because I didn't have it connected. So then the columns, and it looks okay. The next thing you need to do is map it. So you need to tell it how it's going to map all the fields from the database to the flat file. There shouldn't really be any mapping because it doesn't exist yet. So now if you've got no X's on there, it should work, but just in case, I like to save it all, just to make sure it's saving all the files and all the setup. And then run it by hitting the start. And if it's successful, you'll see the crosses and how many rows there that is sending it back. So you can stop that by hitting the stop debugging. If you do happen to have errors, you will need to go in here and actually look through. There'll be red crosses if anything sort of happens. So now I can go back to my flat file, and I said it was going to be under here, and this is it here, and about the same time. So let's open up this CSV file, and you'll see a list of my data with the headings and all the data rows coming through. This is randomly selected data. So in the next video, I'm going to show you how to turn this extraction into, transform it, and then load it back into the data warehouse. So I need a different format. So that's coming up in the next video.